What is cyberspace? Although several definitions of cyberspace can be found in scientific literature and official government resources, there is no fully agreed the official document yet. The definition of cyberspace, according to some expert, there are 28 different definitions of the term cyberspace. Particularly the cyber power and the national security, that is a policy recommendation for a strategic framework in cyber power and national security in US, the National Defense University Space. The most recent draft of the definition is the following: that cyberspace is a global and dynamic domain subject to constant changes. It characterized by the combined use of electrons and the electromagnetic spectrum. Those purpose is to create, store, modify, exchange, share and extract, used, eliminate information and disrupt the physical resources. Cyberspace includes a physical infrastructures and the telecommunication devices that allow for the connection of technological and communication system network. In a broader sense, it is smartphone or tablet, computers, servers, etc., along with the computer system related to the embedded software that guarantees that the domain's basic operational functioning and the connectivity, the network between the computer systems, the network of network that computer system connect. The distinction between the network and the network of network is mainly organizational. The access of nodes of the users and the intermediary routing nodes and the constituent or resident data, often in common commercial language. The network of network is called the internet, and the network between the computers are called intranet. A distinctive and constitutive feature of the cyberspace is that no central entity exercises control over all the network that makes up this new domain. Just as the real world, there is no world government can be lax of cyberspace security and institutionally that predefine those sectors. It seems to be impossible or imagine the modern life without the internet. And basically, it was just created 50 years ago approximately. The United States Defense Department worked with those several universities to connect a set of computers through a network, allowing the government and researchers to send those scientific information back and forth across the country. These first users mostly knew and trusted each other, but over the years, with the advent of those personal computers, individuals outside the research community started joining those networks, communicate with network. They are collaborating those tasks, those operations using those common network platform that enhance the research work, speedy timeline execution of those proposals, tasks, and those systems that connecting the files to each other across the network, allowing the users to easily explore a vast world of information, often referred to as the cyberspace. That's management of the network, non-profit organization to administer the internet access, addresses, and the domains that private companies sold those internet service to the users. The web continue to grow exponentially. becoming the defining feature of the modern life, where any user can interact with each other, user anywhere, almost instantaneously. Discover how the people use the internet today and how that usage differ based on who and where they are actually using. The truth, the physical building block that makes the virtual world possible to execute, possible to capture, possible to utilize, possible to maintain, possible to improve, explore the evolution of the internet from the narrow research tool to a global commercial platform, and discover how its growth makes the regulation and enforcement challenging. Learn how the country's approaches to governing those cyberspace differ and how these competing ideas could lead to a internet propagation, penetration of those network throughout the world, and examine how the global network of those data storage put the personal data at risk, and how those find out the recent measures such as general data protection regulation help those data privacy, and learn about those cyber attack result to the physical damage and the implication for the future of cyber threats and the defenses. How the cyberspace work, if you just summary those work ethics of cyberspace, is getting very straightforward. Plug in a router and rest is the virtual. The 5 miles below the sea level and 25,000 miles above the Earth's surface, a large and complex network of cable and satellite that can be find your way to the new neighborhood like Netflix show, messages overseas experiences, scrolling those photos from Instagram, the age of wireless connectivities and pocket-sized devices, all are ultimately dependent on a wave of massive physical installation. The infrastructure is mostly developed and maintained by those private hands, private entities, and subject to the limited regulation by various groups with different authorities. The practically all online, we centralize those international regulatory authority entity that control what happens to the internet and how the cyberspace is structured and managed. With the new technology advancing those about as fast as you tweet, its landscape is only getting more complicated. The cloud is not the sky, it's underwater. The think tank of those areas, the 99% of the data that was transmitted via the submarine cables using those optical technology, fiber optics technology. That means everything from the financial transaction to Instagram post to fund YouTube videos of travel to the ocean floor. These fiber optics cable that projected many years ago, more than 400 cables wrapped around the world, spanning a distance of nearly 8 lakh miles, that collectively send and receive those terabytes of data in the blink of an eye, with one modern cable boasting data that speeds those 16 million times faster than your router at home. The satellite is some example how the internet works within the satellite communication, how the antenna with the solar panel coexist with the battery and equipment that transmitted those wave and network bandwidth, and the teleport communication with operation center, network operation center, that the steps to connect to the web, send a request, transit those informations, and reverse those site address and information to send back to the same infrastructure. How does it work? I hope it will be useful information. Thanks for time. Thanks for watching this video. See you in the next video.